I introduced the film at Sundance, and Holly, who was the then president, and Martha Adams, the creative director, who's still the creative director, we spoke about how we were going to go globalize and basically achieve scale with this model of creating awareness. The whole concept of telling this film was to create awareness so that people feel moved enough to want to do something. You can't do anything if you don't have information and knowledge, because that is key and that is gold. So we decided that we were going to find ways in order to go global. And the first thing I said to them was, what about India? What about my home country? What about my home, actually, where I feel there's much to be done, where I feel the country is actually ready, we're technologically getting super advanced. Everybody watches TV. I just read statistics that on a daily basis, it's about 2.5 or 3 hours of television that is watched in every household. Yes, and our youth are raring to go. Our media is raring to go. What about India? And I had no idea they would take me seriously. It was taken seriously, and rightfully so, Girl Rising India was launched.
Well, we have Needy Doobie, maybe, I think, is backstage.
Yes,
we have the point person for Girl Rising India with us. Needy, join us, please.
Come on in, Needy. Woo! I have to say, she's my boss. I am so proud to have a boss like her. She's a human rights lawyer, our country director of Girl Rising India, and when we came into India as a dream, we completely forgot that the 1.2 billion population would need to have someone who championed it day in and day out with every breath. And that person for us has been Nidhi.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So tell us, so how has the rollout been, and how's the reception been here in India?
Girl Rising, like Frida was talking about, it's such a beautiful dream project. And I think it is all about, like we've been talking about something since morning, storytelling for behavior and for mindset change. So like Frida mentioned, we brought it to India last year with a meeting with the Prime Minister, partnering with government, the Beti Bachao Beti Padhao campaign, and also partnering with Star TV, premiered it, and then reached out to millions and millions of people. And very soon realized that we cannot just talk about it at a mass media level. We really have to go on the ground. So we started working in the villages of Rajasthan and Bihar, working with adolescent girls and boys, parents, teachers, religious leaders, sarpanch, all the village elders, and bringing them together, talking about the role of education and getting girls to school. It's really, really inspiring to see that in the last 1 year, we've had, in the Tikri village, Alwar district, Rajasthan, playground where little girls could never step into are playing cricket with boys. And it's, taking the film and the stories from the film, it's just inspiring because it just really touches the heart. Just recently, we launched a campaign where the whole theme of the campaign is about inspiring parents to dream big for their daughters, like they do for their sons. We dream, we rise. And it's beautiful to see how this movement is catching on. And thanks to Frida, and Frida bringing other celebrities, on board, who's giving just so much momentum to the campaign.
It's great. It's great. What you guys do is great. Since we have both of you, we have some questions coming through social media. Maybe you could both address them. This being Google, of course, we've got high tech here, so maybe we'll flash them up on the screen. Let's see. They survey across Facebook and Twitter. Here's the first one. Do you think brand movements promoting gender equality are actually promoting a bias?
Do you think brand movements, I think you should answer that.
Do you think brand movements promoting gender?
What's the brand
movement? Do you think?
Okay.
It is a little tricky one. I just feel like using any platform, whether, brands promoting movements. Personally, I feel any opportunity to promote this cause is a good one. But of course, there is a lot of trickiness about, brands promoting equality, whether there is a bias, because we've seen some case studies of that as well. But I would still feel that any opportunity to promote is a good one.
I don't see how equality could be a bias, but
Yeah.
But,
I think there needs to be also consistency. It can't just, when brands promote, I guess, a cause, they're also promoting themselves in a way, which is
Yeah.
not a bad thing. However, when the consistency of it fails, I think that's when there is a loss of faith from consumers, buyers, and from the people they're trying to affect. And I have my own personal experience with a certain brand, which I don't wish to name, but it was a sanitary pad brand that did a test in Uttar Pradesh, and they supplied girls with sanitary pads for about a year, just to test if that would increase the number of girls going to school. And the second year onwards, they couldn't fund the campaign, which it was really surprising. I mean, you're just providing sanitary pads and you're telling me you can't fund it. And it was not a monetary thing, it was just that they needed to expand somewhere else. And so they cut the supply in the second year. So there was this whole group of girls entering puberty, and a couple of girls for a year who had enjoyed the comfort of actually having a sanitary pad and not a cloth, who were just shocked and disappointed and disrupted because of it, because they suddenly felt that this was it, the candy was taken away from them, and that was very disappointing. Yeah.
okay, so if you get into something, stay with it. That's the
Stay with
moral
it.
there. Okay, next question. Why do the words surgeon, cop, pilot, boss, wrestler bring a male face to our minds?
Sorry, I can't. You go for that.
There we go, right up there.
Oh,
Why do the
okay.
words surgeon, cop, pilot, boss, wrestler bring a male face to our minds?
It is so true. This is the deep-rooted stereotype, that we have, and this is what our campaigns, working towards, just breaking that gender stereotypes. Just last month, actually, we were in the villages in interiors of UP, and we played this little exercise of, what girls and boys wanted to be. And, girls were coming up with their slate and, writing with chalk saying, Prime Minister, surgeon, doctor, and they were boys who, want to be singer, chef, and so it's just so created, but it really, really need to break. It's a stereotype that we need to break away from.
I guess it goes deep down into the boys don't cry, girls play with dolls.
Exactly, and there's just so much
Stereotype.
pressure, I think, on the boys also.
Yes.
I mean, they're just not supposed to be crying because they're boys.
Yeah.
Watch more Frida's movies than,
Yes, please do. You will be crying.
All right, next question. Speaking of stereotypes, what impact can positive personalities in the limelight have on breaking gender stereotypes? What a perfect segue, your last answer. So,
Well, yes, we can play a very, very important role. I mean, just tonight, for example, you're going to see on stage every possible prominent Bollywood celebrity who's going to go up there and either speak about a cause that they have been supporting. Mr. Bachchan, for example, for years has been talking about the polio campaign, and about 2.5 years ago, India was declared polio-free. But it was his commitment to the cause and his constant dedication in terms of the time, effort, his presence that he gave to the cause that actually, what was the campaign called?
Do
Do
Boond
Boond
Zindagi Ki.
Zindagi Ki, yes. And I think that became synonymous with Mr. Bachchan. So I think there is
so it's going back to the consistency. You talked
consistency.
about staying with
Absolutely,
the cause.
because now, even as of today, I was a child when I would hear that, but even as of today, when the first thing I hear about the polio campaign, the first person who comes to mind is Mr. Bachchan.
Yeah.
And so I do think there is a very important role that you can play, but the lack of consistency can be a real problem. In fact, can also be sometimes negative.
Who's going to the Global Citizen Festival tonight? Raise your hand. All right, well, speaking of consistency, we're going to see these guys talking about these issues. They're very important. It's great to have a platform like this to talk about them. It's great to have a big platform like we're going to have tonight to talk about them. But thank you both for your work
Thank you.
here and around the world. We appreciate it. We
Thank you
appreciate
very
your
much.
time.
Thank you, Nidhi and Frida, for sharing such unique insights with us. And of course, thank you, Mr. Lane, for moderating the discussion. As you all came in this morning, you
फ्रीडा सबसे पहले इस ग्लोबल इनिशिएटिव के बारे में क्या कहना चाहेंगे जो गूगल ने और ग्लोबल सिटीजन
Global Citizen India. Very happy that Global Citizen okay. Acha, yahan par? This way? Okay. Okay, very happy that Global Citizen India has finally happened. It's been a dream for almost like 2 years now, since I first met Hugh Evans of Global Citizen. the international team. So I'm really glad that it's finally happening. I think the main purpose is to make sure that the people of India are aware of what we are up against in terms of the obstacles and how we can actually overcome it. It's great for corporate India to come in and actually finally show a commitment, but this time your commitment is accountable because you're making this announcement in front of 80,000 people at the concert, but then we're also going live on television, so that way everybody across the nation will actually see your commitment and will hold you accountable. So that's really, really good. So I think it's really important for things like this to actually happen on scale.
क्या चेंजेस देखती हैं आप जब अपने आप को देखती हैं कि पहले की जो फीमेल्स हुआ करती थी, लेडीज हुआ करती थी और आज की जो है
बहुत changes आए हैं, बहुत changes आए हैं. Just look at corporate India itself. That itself has changed the whole face of how women are now in the positions of CEO, COO, MDs, and I think that has changed in a big way. लेकिन बहुत सारी changes अभी होने को हैं क्योंकि there is a lot on the ground level, at the grassroots level that still have to be focused on and pushed forward. Education is key. जब तक हर लड़की इस देश में स्कूल नहीं जाएंगे, there will be no change, you know? So I feel like you have to make sure that every little girl from the age of 3 actually, or 3 or 4, whatever it is that is the primary school, ends up being in school and getting a quality education. एक चीज़ तो है तो education मिलना ही है, दूसरी चीज़ जो है वो quality education है. Quality education के बिना, you know, you'll get an education but it won't give you, what do you say, you know, table के जो पैर है जब weak हो जाते हैं ना, वैसे नहीं करवाना है. You have to give them strong foundation, strong feet in order to take their dreams forward.
आपने पर्सनली कोई
one second, let her ask you last one question, 1 second.
कितनी डिफिकल्टीज हुई पूरे इनिशिएटिव जब आपने लिया और अब तक कितना आपने पाया है कि बहुत कामयाब रहा, कितना आप अपने आप को कितना
जो कॉर्पोरेट लेवल या फाइनेंसिंग या फंडिंग लेवल की डिफिकल्टीज है वो इसके बारे में मुझे मत पूछिए प्लीज़, क्योंकि मैं ज़्यादा इन्वॉल्व नहीं थी उसमें. लेकिन डिफिकल्टीज बिल्कुल रहे हैं क्योंकि यू नो वी आर डूइंग दिस फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम ऑन सच अ बिग स्केल इन इंडिया. यू नो इट्स नॉट easy having Coldplay, Jay-Z, Demi Lovato, A.R. Rahman, all these Bollywood actors, Mr. Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan, all on one stage. So you can imagine security level has also had to be upped, you know. So there's little, the cogs in the wheel that actually make the wheel move has been a process, but a very happy one, you know, just to see it actually happen after dreaming it 2 years ago. It actually
everyone is told एक second Frida, everyone is told कि Priyanka Chopra is the first Indian Hollywood superstar. Are you believing that?
No.
Not Frida, you believe that?
Let's go.
Frida, you have preferred to work in international projects. So what do you think? I mean, working in a Hindi film project is...
Hello. No, not correct.
ओके फ्रीडा, आपने कितना फीमेल्स को जिस तरह से आप बता रही हो कि एजुकेट करना बहुत जरूरी है, आपने कभी कोई एफर्ट लिया है उसके बारे में?
Absolutely. In fact, उसके benefits भी देखे हैं हमने. You know, I think sometimes they say, no, charity starts at home, and I hate the word charity. ये word charity मुझे बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं है क्योंकि any time you use the word charity, आप सोचते कि आप you're higher than the other. I think it's responsibility, which is a much better word than charity. क्या? Oh, okay. I got confused. So I think it's when you say it starts at home, I have my own house help who's been with me for many, many years, and I see her daughter is actually now an editor for Marathi films, and the only way she would get there is if she had the basic education, you know, in filmmaking. Her mother sent her to school, लेकिन उसको एक step आगे जाने के लिए you need educational fees in order to send her to a film school, and my family supported her, and she's now an editor for Marathi films, and that makes me very happy. You know, she wants to do something that is different, and kudos to her mother to let her do something like that. वैसे भी आपको पता है कि film industry, it's fickle. When you're going to get your next paycheck, even you don't know, right? So
Last question.
it's important for mother.
लास्ट क्वेश्चन एक सेकंड यार, जिस तरह से सरकार ने फैसला लिया 500 और 1000 के नोट्स को डीमोनेटाइज करने का, क्या कहेंगे आप? कुछ पर्सनली आपने कुछ
We're done.
इफेक्ट
बॉलीवुड की कुछ तैयारी कर रही हैं, काफी लोग आपका वेट कर रहे हैं.
Sorry.
बॉलीवुड हिंदी मूवीज के लिए कोई शाहरुख सलमान या किसी
Okay, let's just, you know, now that I have all these cameras and mics in my face, let me just try to put an end to this. I don't think there's ever an end to this, right? Okay. मुझे हिंदी films में काम, huh? Oh God. She asked me the question, so I'm looking at her obviously. Okay, I have no problems working in Hindi language films. In fact, I have worked in Hindi language films to the extent that I've done a half Marwadi film as well, and I couldn't even speak Marwadi, but with Krishna I had to learn how to speak Marwadi. Dhyan Rakjo. You know, I had to learn all these things, but the thing is, it's not about who is in the film, it's the story for me.
So I actually have a fantastic film coming out next year by first-time filmmaker Tabriz Noorani, who is Indian passport, Indian. Okay, he was one of the producers of Slumdog Millionaire, and he's done this fantastic film called Love Sonia, and Anupam Kherji is in it, Adil Hussain is in it, this fantastic Mrinal Thakur, this young television actress is in it. So in my opinion, I am doing Hindi language films, और मैं हिंदी में बात करती हूँ, and I play a fantastic dancer. I won't tell you more.
वुमन के साथ इंटरेक्ट करने का एक्सपीरियंस कैसा रहा?
वुमन के साथ इंटरेक्ट
यहाँ पर जो आप इंटरेक्ट कर रही थी उनके साथ कैसा एक्सपीरियंस रहा यहाँ आने का?
Oh no, I was on a panel with another woman, so I did not really interact.
Oh, no, so that, madam, are you
I'm interacting with women, no? They're fantastic.
और लाइक पर्सनली कुछ इफेक्ट हुआ है क्या आपको जिस तरह से
Sorry, thank you so much. Thank you so much.